Hi everybody. This is going to be a real-time lunging video, and I decided to get baby out. So I'm going to brush her off real quick before I go out. And as I was walking her out, I was thinking of maybe just saddling her and riding her. And she would probably be okay, especially the way that she walked out, which you'll see when we go to walk out to lunge, that she's kind of a little pokey, which is good because I have worked with her a few times this year, probably about 4 or 5 times this year. So I think I've ridden her once and lunged her the other times. So her first lunging, she just wanted to canter. So normally I would make her stop, but because I hadn't really worked her in a while, I let her go just a little bit to get some of the energy out, and then brought her to a walk and then made her walk. The second time she was better. The third time she was really good, because for her especially, it's like I like her to be pokey and not feel like she has to be loping. So I'm going to take her out after I brush her off real quick, and you'll see. So it's like I like to use lunging to get connected with their mind. So it's not to get energy out, it's to see where their mind is. And then a lot of times that will determine, if I'm going to ride or, yeah. And if I'm working them all the time, then I usually don't lunge at all, because they have a more relaxed mind. But that first time I took her out, she hadn't worked since last year, and she was a little feisty. So today I'm probably not going to do that much, because I feel like she probably would be fine to get on her. But I always like to play it safe and just see, how well they're paying attention to me before I get on them, because I'm older. I'm 52. I think I'll be 53 this year. I think. So 5 years ago, it'll be 5. Yeah, actually, like in a few days, it'll be 5 years that I voluntarily dismounted one of them and hurt my back of my knee and my collarbone. So yeah, it takes a lot longer to heal. Step over when you're older. So with my Appy was my first horse as an adult, and for the longest time I used to lunge him every time before I rode him, until I got to know him. Then once I got to know him, because I hadn't been around horses in years and years and years, since I was like a teenager. So once I got to know him, but I used the lunging, like I said, not to get rid of energy, but to connect with his mind and see how his mind was before I got on him. And then even if I knew he was going to be good, I still lunged him anyway, just to get that connection, because you can start that connection on the ground before you get on them. Get them listening to you by your voice cues when you tell them to walk, jog, and lope, or canter, whoa, reverse. So you get them right off the bat thinking about you and paying attention to you and seeing where their mind is. before you do what you're going to do. So I think it just strengthens that connection even more so before you get on them. I had to get my soda. So, okay, that's it. I just wanted to kind of brush her off real quick. And I want to say, and I need to try to get in the habit of saying this, if you're new to this channel, this is my horse Baby, and also this is a live video. So if you're watching it after it's done and it's not live anymore, it'll be a replay. Just so you know that. And sometimes the longer videos take longer to process, and you might not be able to watch it right away without it freezing and stuff like that. So I just want to say that. And shoot, I forgot her stick. She uses a different stick than Chansey. So let me go over real quick and get it. It's in my tack room over here. Yeah, just like I was saying in my last live for today, I use different, oh shoot, it's in here. I know where it is. I use different bits for different horses, and I use different sticks, different tools with some of them too. So I'm gonna walk over this way. It's over here. I forgot it's over here on the ground over here. But Chansey needs the stick and the string because sometimes I need to spank his little butt with the string. And Baby is the opposite. So she just has just this little short string because I usually do not have to touch her butt. So yeah, we have a rope halter on, and I'm gonna get her, and then I'll carry this and we'll walk over to, actually that doesn't look too bad that way too, huh? Okay, whoops, okay, shoot. Okay, there you go. All right, and boy, it's hot today too. So if you're watching this, this is like a typical summer day that I would have working with my horses. So got Chansey out, brushed him, was gonna ride, but he has a sprung shoe, so I changed out a bit and wanted to try a new bit on him. So we're gonna walk over this way. And yeah, so we got that done. And now next is little Baby Doodles. So brushed her. We're gonna lunge her so you can see how she's pretty mellow. So she would probably be good to get on and ride without lunging, but I just want to get connected with her and yeah, see where her mind is. And I'm just gonna try to see where the lunge circle is. Shoot. Okay. Huh. I think, okay, let's back up. Back up. Back. Okay, whoa, stay there, whoa. Okay, let me try to see. Okay, I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna lunge where I lunged Chansey yesterday. Yeah, okay, so goes over where Wimpy is and pass. Okay, yeah, that should be good. Okay, so with her, I do Like with Chansey yesterday, I usually get him moving right away because, yeah, he likes to try to pick things off the ground and stuff. So, but with her, I like to just like walk out here. You saw how she walked out here. She's pretty mellow. But we're going to use this just to get our connection. And I usually just like, I rub on her. I rub on her little face, her eyes, and her forelock, and pet her. So especially when I got her, I did a lot of this so we could get to know each other. So I want her to like this. Because I did this with my Appy too, and it's like this was his favorite thing. So this just helps her to relax too. Know that she can relax and she doesn't have to go to work. I rather do this with her than work. So my neighbor just turned her horse out, so hopefully it won't get her going. She's pretty, I think she's pretty mellow about that kind of stuff. So, and I do her a little different than Chance because to change directions with her can sometimes get her a little rattled. Although last year we were doing it and she was okay with it. We haven't done it this year yet. So, yeah, I think that's a rock. Okay, so let's back up just a little bit. So when I tell her to stop, back, I don't get quite as picky with her as I do with Chansey. So she sometimes won't face me totally. And I've just kind of started to work on making it a little bit better. So, and with her, it's like I like to walk away from her and just stand here too. Because, yeah, I don't want her to start until I tell her to. So when she seems like she's being good, then I'll ask her to go whichever direction I'm going to ask her. And I'm going to point with the one, and then the stick is just an extension of my arm. So walk. Good girl. And she's pretty good at like walking away from me and not getting in my space like Chansey was yesterday. And she's one that she kind of, yeah, you don't have to worry about her coming in your space because if you can see her head, she kind of tends to look out and pull a little bit to the outside. So I usually try to just do that. I don't know if you can see, just kind of a little pull to get her head kind of tipping more to the inside. And I like this. I like it's like nice and pokey, nice and slow, pokey. We did a lot of this in the beginning where when she just walked, then I would stop her. Whoa. Whoa. Good girl. So that was good for her. That was a good girl. And then I would do this. We would just stop and I would rub on her and pet on her. Just to get her to relax a little bit more, lunging. And I don't know, there's a nice lick and chew. She did a big sigh and then a lick and chew. So that's really good. So after we did that for a little bit, then I step away again and just make sure she doesn't come towards me or try to walk off. And then we go the other way. Whoops. Walk. Good girl. So we're not going to do that much longer. Well, it'll depend on how she is when we go up to the next gate. So if you have one that doesn't want to stand there and just wants to walk off, just standing with them and doing that, it's boring, but it works. And it's just repetitive. You have to catch them every time. Whoa. A little bit more. Oh, good girl. So I'll correct her like that, and it wasn't perfect, but when I tell her to whoa, she is disengaging her hind end, which is good. I like that. And yeah, she's listening to the neighbor. Yeah, so we'll, depending on how she is, sometimes I have to do that more, but next time I send her out, we're going to go to the jog, and I might ask her to jog. I test her sometimes and ask her to jog and then walk, and make sure when I tell her to walk that she stays in the walk. If she tries to go into the jog, then I make her walk until she walks. So in the beginning when we would walk, she's licking and chewing again. But in the beginning when we would walk, and then when I would ask her to go into the jog, because we went to a higher gear, she would, and then I'd ask her to walk, she would want to go back into the jog. So we'll see how she does next. This is much more fun though, just doing this. I love doing this with them. It's just so peaceful and relaxing. She sees the neighbor's horse. It's dinner time for Bailey over there. Baby says, I want it to be dinner time for us too. Okay. So again, I know this is probably boring, but this is what I did with her in the beginning. And if you have one, like I said, that doesn't want to be still, this is what I did with her. And yeah, she's such a good girl. And I think what made it hard for me too, she's like totally opposite of my gelding, and I had to like watch my energy with her, because they feed off of you too. So I had to really learn to control my energy more, I guess you could say. So anyway, girl. Walk. So she's pokey now, so I'm going to ask her to jog, jog. Come on. Good girl. Walk. Good girl. And she's licking and chewing. Good girl. Walk. Come on. Good girl. Whoa. Whoa. A little bit more. Okay. Good girl. That was the good girl. She stayed pokey after the jog. So I like that. Now the other day, like I said, she didn't. So, but we've worked more, you know, I think probably about 4 or 5 times, like I said. One riding and then the others lunging. So, yeah, I figured she'd probably be okay. We might go into the lope today at 2, I'm not sure. I kind of want to ride her though. So, she's being a really good girl. Walk. Come on. Uh-uh. Jog. Uh-uh. No, no. Good girl. Jog. Good girl. Walk. So I'm gonna try that again. Jog. Good girl. Jog. Good girl. Walk. Walk. So after she does something like that, then I stop her, settle her, and ask her again. If it's better, then I let her keep going for a little bit, like we just did. Walk. And I'm gonna test her again. Jog. Good. That was better. Jog. Good girl. Jog. Walk. Good girl. And again, this isn't to get her energy out, it's to see where her mind is and just get connected with her. You all right? Walk. Jog. Good girl. Jog. Jog. Good girl. Stay in. Walk. Good girl. And she's licking and chewing. Good girl. Walk. Come on. Stop. Which I like that because she's like, okay. So when they start doing that, then the things that you did to make them do this, to slow down, then you have to make sure you don't do it too much because she just wants to stop now and just rest, which is good. I like that, like I said. Whoa. Okay, so just wanted her to step with her back end and keep her front end planted. Canter because of that little thing that she did when I asked her to jog. And I was thinking about it. I think it was my fault because I did raise my hand or not. I think it was just a little too forceful. I mean, she's so sensitive. It's like she felt, you know, because I kind of, sometimes I have to tone it down a little bit because he's the opposite. I have to kind of push him. I don't have to think about how I say things or what my energy is doing. And with her, yeah, I have to watch that. So the canter will be a really big test, and I have to remember to say it gentle. You know, it's like, I was just thinking, it's like, you know, it's not always about making them change. It's like, you know, looking at yourself and like adapting and changing yourself to help them. And she's taught me to kind of like be even more aware of like where my energy is, you know, if it starts to get too up, or if I say, you know, canter instead of canter, I have to be softer with her. So last year though, we got where we were pretty good, where I was pretty good at like cueing her. It's just sometimes for me, it's hard to go from something like Nancy then to her, you know, and it's like, because you kind of get used to one, because I usually ride Chansey a lot more. You know, and then when I got Wimpy out the other day, after 4 years of not riding him, he's like so different too. He's like really light, and yeah, he's really easy to ride. He's easy, but he's hard because he's like so different than Chansey. Walk. Okay, she cut in a little bit, but I'm not going to get on her about that. Jog. Good girl. We're going to do this one more time. Walk. Good girl. Canter. Walk. Walk. Good girl. Now we're going to test. Jog. Easy. Good girl. Jog. Good girl. Walk. Good girl. Canter. Good girl. Easy. Walk. Good girl. Okay, that takeoff was a little bit better. I'm happy about that. And she's done good so far. She hasn't tried to, when she was walking, she didn't try to go into anything else. So I want to try one more time. Walk. Good girl. Jog. Easy. Good girl. Jog. Walk. Good girl. Canter. Canter. Good girl. That was very nice. Good girl. Walk. Good girl. Chew. She's trying to. That was a tiny lick and chew. She did really good. Yeah, once we go into the higher gear of the canter, really well. So that's what lunging is about, is just getting them to listen to you, and you can, canter, walk, jog, walk, canter. I call it Simon Says, just to see if they're paying attention. And so far she's doing really good. The only thing was, well, it's the first time we've cantered on the lunge line except that first time. That first time since last year. So the first time this year, she wanted, that's all she wanted to do. So Usually I would let her, she had too much in her, so I did that out. So she would start to listen to me. So, but since then, since we've had our first one, it's like I won't let her do that any, you know, that was only our first one for the year, so that's the only time it's allowed. And I think we were just going to the right. So let's see how she does. Walk. Come on. Come on, get that shoulder out. Walk. Good girl. And she is looking out. Walk. Good girl. Canter. Canter. Hey. Walk. Walk. Good girl. Okay, I'm going to settle her down. Just that. She wasn't wanting to lope, so I thought I could just do a little. And it was even softer than that. I don't know if you guys heard it, but that's what made her freak out. Because, yeah, when I first got her, I did her same as I would any of the others. You know, you ask them and you kiss when you ask them to do that. She totally freaked out. So, yeah, I've had to learn to back off with that. And last year, I got to where I could ask her and just do a little like that. And she was starting to accept that. But like I said, this is the first time on purpose that we've cantered. And yeah, that's usually her reaction if it's a little bit too much. So I just want to settle her down. And then she like, again. Right. And yeah, we're going this way. Whoa. Walk. Walk. Come on. Jog. Good girl. Easy. Walk. Walk. Come on, come on. Walk. Come on. Come on. Canter. Canter. Good girl. Good girl. Much better. Easy. Walk. Good girl. Good girl. That was much better. A nice lick and chew. That was much. Walk. Come on. Jog. Good girl. Walk. Good girl. Jog. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Walk. Good girl. Walk. Stay out. Get out. Out. Good girl. Come on. Come on. I want to ask her one more time. Good girl. Walk. Walk. Good girl. Good girl. Nice lick and chew. Walk. Whoa. Whoa. Good girl. Let's do a little bit more. No, no. No, step forward. That's better. Camera. Good girl. That was a good girl. That was very good. Okay, I'm very happy we were on camera. Were we on camera the whole time? I hope we were. Yay. I'm very happy with that. So, like I said, that was our first canner on purpose lunging for this year. And I don't know if you guys saw her little freak out. And then that last time that she freaked out because I went like that, it wasn't even a kiss. It was she freaked out and she was crossfiring and everything. And I hate when they do that. You know, some might want to, you know, push that out. But for her, it's like I like to stop her and do what I did. Just stop her completely if she won't listen to me and walk. Which usually if she's that freaked out, you know, she gets a little too amped up and won't listen when I say walk. So sometimes I have to stop her like that. And rather than make her go again, I like to just settle her, because a lot of times when I stop her and then ask her to go again, she walks off fast. So you saw, like, after I stopped her and just spent time with her and just told her, you know, yeah, then she was good. You know, that next time that I asked her, I walked her and jogged her 2 different times before I asked her again, I think, just to kind of test her and just to kind of relax her a little bit more. So going from the walk to the jog to the walk, back into the jog, that second jog was a little more relaxed because she's like, oh, okay, I can relax. And then we walked. Then she wanted to stop because she was so relaxed. She's like, okay. She got pokey again. And then I asked her again. And I didn't do I just asked her. And yeah, and she went into it so much better. And even the last time was even better. So, so the next time I lunge her too, it'll be even better. So she'll fall back into her what she was doing and before, you know, last year. And a lot of it's like me having to get to know her again, you know. So the lunging isn't just for them to remember things, it's for me to remember things about them and how I used to do her, you know. And I wasn't even really, well, no, I won't say that. I'll say, I know I can't kiss with her. I know that. At least I did get to a point, though, last year, I think, to where I could. And she was, yeah, I worked with her the first year I got her, just on the, getting to know her and like how she responded to things to the left, which I didn't do it to the right because if I remember right, she's a little easier to go into it. Going to the right, she's a little faster. Uh, Going to the left, you know, she wasn't going into it, and I felt like I needed to just add a little like that, and I thought just a soft one would be okay. I didn't really expect her to do what she did, but it doesn't surprise me either because, like I said, that was our first canter on purpose lunging for the year. So, yeah, she tends to kind of go back to that, like if we haven't worked in a few months. But then each time I work with her, she gets better and better to where I ask her and she just goes into it nice and easy. And she'll start to relax and settle too the more I work with her. So, okay, this is 52 minutes almost. Yeah, so I just want to see. I don't know if anybody was. Hi, Vic. It doesn't look like you're here. It doesn't look like anybody's here right now. But sorry I missed you. I had thought about coming over here in between, but then I thought, no, I just want to, you know, stay focused on her. You know, part of Chancey's thing yesterday too was he's the type of horse that, whoops, oh, just a bug on you. And that was part of what was going on with him. It was working. I was hoping that I was staying within the camera. So the camera was picking up what we were doing. So my focus was out. It was out here too, while trying to kind of stay in there with him too. And it's just me and him. He's usually, depending on his mind frame, he'll start chewing on the wood or chewing on the lead rope. And my friend, she comes over and I start talking to her. Rope, he leaves and I'm like, so I was thinking about that last night after lunging him. That was what I think probably a lot of that was with him. Yeah, it was time. It was like dinner time pretty much. So I usually don't work them that late. So today we got an earlier start and I'm very happy with this. Oh, you see, she's happy with it too. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and sign off with her and I'll check my batteries and my phone battery and my mic batteries, make sure they're okay. I might come back on and ride her. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna, well, I don't know. The other day when I rode her, I just we jogged a little bit, but I basically walked her a lot because I don't have to always help her or remind her. You know, thinking the other day, can't really do it at the walk. If she can't do it at the walk all by herself all the time, she's not going to be able to do it at the jog. So it came to me, that's Star. It came to me, maybe that's all we should do is just walk. Get her to really drop, break at the withers and drop. Not just give at her face in the pull, but to drop and just work on that. You know, and that probably makes a boring video, but I was wondering, you know, if we just did the walk, which I've never done that before, you know, if that would like get it faster. So she would just be really relaxed and, you know, wanting to drop her head anyway, which she is actually pretty good. And I think I have the footage of that. I don't know if I want to make a video out of that or not, but today I was thinking though too, It might be fun just to like ride her around and like do some ranch riding stuff, or maybe try try one of the patterns, the horsemanship patterns that I did with Chansey. That would be fun to do with her too. Then she doesn't have to have a low headset all the time. You know, because Chansey, it's like pretty much if I get on him and relax, and just, I can, you know, the reins can be loose and he'll just lower his head and relaxes. So he breaks at the withers, but yeah, so what I'm doing with him, so he is cute and he's sometimes not maybe as crisp as he could be, and that's why I started to like pick up on him more. So I'll be doing that whenever he gets his shoe fixed. We'll be doing videos on that, and yeah, just to kind of track our journey and our progress. So, okay, well, she was a good girl. I'm gonna see what time it is. It's probably 4:15ish or so, huh? 4:30, maybe. So I don't know if I want to ride or not. I might come back on and do a riding video with her, or I might get somebody else out. We'll see. Okay. Thank you guys for coming, and have a great day. Bye. See you in the next video.